It was a cold winter evening. Snow blanketed the ground, and the icy wind whispered through the trees. A rich man was driving home, his car gliding smoothly through the gates of his grand estate. But as he approached the entrance, something caught his eyes. A beggar, frail and shivering, sitting by the side of the gate. His clothes were thin and tattered, no match for the biting cold. The rich man could not ignore him. He called out, "Why are you sitting here in this freezing cold? Don't you have a jacket or a blanket?" The beggar, in his voice trembling, replied softly, "No, sir, I have nothing." The man felt a pang of pity. He nodded and said, "Wait here, I will bring you a blanket." He parked his car, walked inside, and was immediately greeted by his family. His children ran to him with laughter and open arms, pulling him into their games. The warmth of his home, the love of his family, it all wrapped around like a cocoon, and the beggar outside slipped from his mind. The evening passed in comfort. The man ate dinner with his family, laughed at their stories, and later sank into his bed, falling asleep peacefully, unaware of the passing hours. But outside, the beggar waited. He waited with hope, clutching onto the promise of a blanket, trusting that someone had finally noticed him. Yet, as the hours passed, the cold grew unbearable, and that hope began to fade. The next morning, the man woke with a start. He remembered the beggar and the promise he had made. Grabbing a blanket, he rushed out of the gate, guilt weighing heavily on him. But when he reached the gate, he stopped in his tracks. The beggar was lying there, still and lifeless. The frost had claimed him during the long, freezing night. The man stood frozen, staring at the lifeless body before him. He had given the beggar hope, and with that hope, the beggar had trusted him. But when that trust was broken, it took everything. It took everything the beggar had left on to hold. In his warm, safe home, the man had forgotten, and that forgetfulness cost a life. This story reminds us of an important truth. If you can't do something, don't promise. Sometimes hope and trust are all a person has. Breaking them doesn't just hurt, it destroys. And remember this: when you allow someone into your life, even for a moment, you hold a responsibility. Value their trust. Keep your word, because for someone else, it might mean the world. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let's make the world a kinder place, one story at a time. Thank you.